Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Boulevard Brewing's Boulevard 89 Lager. This is the first I've seen of this. I picked this up at Total Wine when I was up there a couple weeks back. And as a single, we don't get singles in my town very often. I mean, we do have what used to be a craft beer cellar, and I think the franchise, someone else bought it, and they're running it on their own independently. I might be able to find it there if I look, but I haven't seen it at the stores. So this is interesting to me. I got this, the Coors bottle opener. This is Boulevard's typical like stubby short neck bottles. This is what they've always had that I know of. So pry off. There's the Boulevard lid. It's got the Boulevard, like the smokestack that you see in downtown Kansas City on Southwest Boulevard, which is kind of where they get their names from. 89 is the year that Boulevard started. So I've got this lager glass. You've seen me use this numerous times. So pour that in there aggressively, as I like to do. Make fun of me in the comments, as you like to do. You're fine with that. You have your opinion on how to pour beer. So you go to the website, and even on the bottle, there's really not much to say. 4.5 ABV, 4.5 ABV, 10 IBUs, so super light. EBC is 4, and I'm guessing that's the color. So born and brewed in Kansas City, Boulevard 89 Lager. In 1989, Boulevard Brewing Company set out to make beers for real beer lovers. In those early days, John McDonald imagined easy drinking beer and fit for a day at the ballpark. We believe that after all these years, this would have been that beer. Boulevard 89 is light, easy, and cooler ready. When it's for tailgating or day drinking, take it back to 89. Well, sometimes I wish we could go back to 89. Kind of nice. It's got a beer finder, and it's got like the schedule, like different Boulevard Brewery, how to take a tour, distribution warehouse, all that stuff, but it doesn't give any sort of like the calories, carbs. So I'm guessing it's going to be lower in calories and carbs than like their pale ale, which pale ale is their first beer. So their first beers were pale ale, unfiltered wheat, and I think Bully Porter were their first original, either Bully Porter or Dry Stout. I can't remember. But those are the ones I remember from way back in the day. And I can still get pale ale and unfiltered wheat all the time. But I do not see Bully Porter, which used to be one of my favorite dark beers, still one of my favorite dark beers. I think I've done a review on it. You can get it in sampler packs when stouts, like a stout sampler pack, especially like in the wintertime. I'm probably blocking my own view with this, but I want that to be prominent so you can see that. So what do you get? You get a fluffy, very fluffy white head. This is a nice head. Sometimes with craft lagers, they dissipate really quickly. They don't hold. This one's maintaining very much like a Miller or like a Sam Adams. Sam Adams typically has a good, nice, strong staying power when it comes to their foam. You see some ascending bubbles, very, very clear straw. This glass, I love this glass for these type of beers because it showcases the quality really well. You can actually see the beer. And I think that's the benefit of pouring it aggressively, to really let the carbonation, carbon dioxide or whatever out. It allows the aroma to bloom, and you get the esters and everything. So I think let's just see what you get the aroma for. It kind of, with it being a craft beer company, I'm guessing it's all malt, and that's kind of cool. I'm getting Beck's type vibes off of it, maybe Michelob Original type vibes. Oh, I miss that stuff so much. You know, I wrote them. They're like, yeah, we don't make that. A Michelob Original. I'm like, I'm in Missouri. You don't make that anymore? No, they don't make it anymore. I can still get Amberbach, and I think I get Michelob Light sometimes. So, anyway, yeah, definitely. Like I mostly get like a Euro lager, like maybe even, I don't know if Heineken's an all malt or not, but it definitely smells like an all malt lager. That's cool. That kind of takes me back a little bit. So let's take a sip. Yeah, it's very clean, uh, semi-dry in the taste. It does have more. I'm pretty sure. I bet it's all malt. I don't think there's any corn adjuncts in here, but they do bottle condition a lot of their beers. At least their ales. I'm assuming all their beers are bottle conditioned. So I doubt we're going to get any real sediment. I bet it's very highly filtered. Yeah, it's highly filtered. I mean, the sun's going down. It's such a beautiful day. It's like in the 70s. It's the first time it's gotten this way. You know, it's early March. I'm just so glad. I can't say we had it was pretty rough from winter. I mean, I remember when I was younger being as bad, but here lately, past few years, we kind of been spoiled with our winters being fairly mild, which I'm not complaining. I really like the aroma on that. It's clean. You can kind of tell what it is. You really can. Like if I was to blind smell that, I'd be like, it smells like some sort of a Euro lager and all malt lager. Now the first lager I remember Boulevard ever making, they made one. It was like Boulevard. I can't even remember if it was Boulevard Pilsner or Boulevard Lager, but it was in like a skinnier long neck bottle, which I thought was odd. And it wasn't in like the enclosed box. So if I was to buy a 6-pack, they come in these like enclosed boxes where you can flap the top shut and everything like that. They're very neat. They're really good for carrying. And with these being pry-offs, for anybody that that homebrews beer, they love these bottles. You rinse them out, wash the labels off, and sanitize them a little bit. And homebrewers love these bottles, especially if you had those 6-pack carriers, because then it gives them a way to store them. I used to use those box carriers. I had like one for every flavor back in the day. We're talking like 2009 or 2010, something like that. Late 2000s, early 2010s. I had in my pantry all of them, all the different ones that I collected. I think the only one that I was missing was the Lunar Ale, which they don't make that anymore. And that was a really good one. It was kind of like an amber. Well, they made an amber ale. It's like a brown ale, I guess you could say. I really love Boulevard, and you could say that I'm biased, but I've never really come across any one of their beers that I haven't enjoyed. I mean, I have some that I enjoy better than others, and some of them are, on the more expensive side. I haven't been able to get my hands on, or been willing to shell out the money. They had a Boulevard Lager or Boulevard Pilsner, can't remember what it was. But then after they kind of discontinued that, and they went back to one that was in a bottle like this, and it's called KC Pills. It's got KC written together like you would on a Kansas City Royals cap, and it's blue and white in the label. So it's very, very much something that you would see like at a Royals game, which they said something about tailgating. Makes you wonder if they have cans of this, because in more public settings, except for restaurants obviously glass bottles, but public settings they typically go with aluminum cans because they don't break and make a mess. You can't take a bottle on a float trip, you get in trouble for stuff like that. You want cans, so they do make stuff in cans. They were doing like the aluminum pint cans with a screw top lid on their Boulevard Wheat and other stuff, but anymore I see these carbonation, that feels good, and 12-ounce cans. Like all their Space Camper stuff is cans, and stovepipe cans at the gas station, like Voodoo Ranger is doing, and a Beer Hug. The KC Pills, I don't know that I've done a review on that or not. And I think I can still find that. I'll have to keep an eye out for it. I'll have to check my catalog's getting big enough. It takes me a while to scroll through everything to see what because there was something I was going to review. I forgot what it was. I'm like, oh yeah, I already did that. I'm like, I guess at some point I can start doing revisits or re-reviews, rehashes, whatever you want to call them, reruns. And I don't. Hopefully you guys don't mind, but there's a fair amount. The craft stuff doesn't seem to do so well. The views aren't real high. people like my Four Loko videos. I don't even like that stuff. But I guess they want to see me suffer. Or maybe it's just, you know, relatable, because there are people out there that drink it, and they want to see other people drinking it and talking about it, you know. I'm sorry the wind is blowing a little bit. I'm not too terribly worried about it, but it might pick up on the earbuds a little bit. It goes with the season. I really like this. I will buy this again if I see it. Had I known. But you'll be paying crap beer, you know, probably 9 something, 6-pack, which is typical anymore. I mean, you pay that much for Budweiser. Please enjoy by April 18th, 2025. So I'm still within the freshness date by like a little over a month. It's kosher. Nothing else really. Ripple Glass is the company probably that does the glass, but they also do glass recycling bins. They have a couple here in town. They're big, long, purple recycling bins for the glass, because our town used to have recycling. Now, around the time of the beginning of the pandemic, they quit doing recycling. So now everything just goes out to the trash heap behind Menards. Even the stuff from Kansas City gets drove all the way out here to Sedalia and dumped in the mountain back there behind Menards. It's crazy. Pettis County must make some decent money off of that. Anyway, let me know if you guys have had this. I'm sure it seems like more and more that companies are getting into the light lager, because that's just what's popular. So I guess they're just trying their hand at it. And this would be one of those things you bring into a dinner party, something a little more respectable. This isn't like your, lawnmower. I mean, it tastes like a lawnmower beer. I mean, much more refined version. But yeah, this is something you could bring to a little dressier event, not like fine dining or anything like that, because it's still just lager. But something a little, just a touch more upscale. Maybe you're wearing your polo shirt and cargo shorts, and instead of just t-shirt, jeans. But yeah, if I see it again, I think I will buy a 6-pack of it. It's actually really, really good. Kudos to Boulevard. If you guys are fans of Boulevard, say so in the comments. If you have a favorite beer by them, let me know what it is. This really shot itself up there. I can finish it on camera. So thank you guys for watching this, and appreciate you taking time out. And I will see you guys later.